Hey, this is EQFIT Sales Insights, Straight Talk with Steve. And I just got off of 3 different times today of something I've never done before, which is joining a Smart Connect on Alignable. What is that all about? Well, one of the biggest challenges that I'm hearing right now from most people trying to sell what they do is I need more people to talk to. Now, I'm not talking about a sales process where maybe you're part of a big sales team and you have dedicated customers and CRMs and all of that. But bottom line, the challenge is the same, right? We all need more people to talk to, more conversations to have. Well, for those of us that are small businesses, small business owners, entrepreneurs, I thought I'd try this Smart Connect approach with Alignable. LinkedIn doesn't have anything quite like it. And so I found it interesting. I want to be careful how I say this, but sometimes you have to kiss a lot of frogs before you really can connect with somebody that makes sense. And of course, these networking events are not about selling stuff. You kind of get in trouble for that. But it ends up being talking about what you do and why you do it and why it's important and sharing with a lot of different people. What I did not realize and probably should have was it's a lot like speed dating. And I've never done speed dating. That was kind of after my dating time. I don't think I'd be very good at it, but because I really like to engage with people and build relationship and trust and connect and all of that, and that doesn't that doesn't correlate very well with speed dating. This is kind of a version of that where you get about 7 minutes to get to know somebody and understand what they're doing, and they give you some ideas for questions to prompt you to kind of enhance the network. Well, I don't have any trouble talking to people, obviously. I'm doing another one of these, so guess what? You get to listen to it. I hope you will listen to it. And if you're listening, I have so many people that listen and don't subscribe. And whether it's this or whether it's one of my other series or playlists that I've got, I really wish you would subscribe. My goal is to equip people to prosper in whatever role they are in life. And so that's why I do these. This is specifically about sales, though. So let's talk about that. I work with a lot of small businesses. I work with a lot of people who are going into coaching, going into consulting. They're coming out of a corporate life. They want to do something for themselves. And I applaud them for that. Now, I will say to them, and I will say to you, if you're thinking about that, being your own owner of a business is not for the faint of heart. There are a lot of lessons you'll learn in that process. But if you're a salesperson, the biggest challenge has already been addressed, which is the selling skills. Somebody asked me the other day, Steve, I don't understand. I love what I do, and when I talk to people about it, they really they love what they hear and all of that, and then I don't get a lot of new business. Well, I understand that, and it's because the sales process, the sales skills, the follow up, everything that we know as salespeople is so important is not happening. So let me go back to Alignable, and this is no review of them. They're not paying me anything. I just wanted to share my experience with you. That's all I'm sharing today. I'm not saying they're good or bad. I mean, everybody has to try it for themselves, right? Well, what I experienced in that was there's some wonderful people there. And of course, I can connect with just about anybody. But one of the things that I realized is there is a common problem and challenge for most people that I talk to. I probably talked to 20 different people today, maybe a little bit more than that. And I'm going to do it again tomorrow. I think they have one of these every hour, every day. So it's pretty easy to to get on there and get signed up for them. But the problem that is common to all of us is, how do I get in front of more people to have those sales conversations? And that's a very real problem. I mean, we all struggle, and we struggle because there's so much noise out there. There's so much stuff out there. And you know what? I'm going to be very careful here in how I say this. I use AI for a lot of my research, a lot of help in understanding certain concepts or whatever. But so much out there today, especially from entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, and all of that. And I'm not, denigrating any of them, because I am one. A lot of people are just creating these facades, almost like Facebook. What you see on social media isn't necessarily all of their true life. And we're seeing a lot of people using AI to misrepresent their experience, their knowledge, their product, their services, whatever you want to call it. That's directly in opposition to what I believe, which is, be genuine, be authentic, don't overpromise and underdeliver. That's a big part of sales. And when I was on that connections with different people today, what I noticed was almost every person I talked to, all 20-some people today, came back to this concept of, I need to get in front of more people. Well, part of, I think, the whole point of those connections, that networking process, which isn't really a natural process in many ways, we tend to gravitate toward community in ways that we're comfortable. And so networking is not necessarily one of those comfortable things. But I was really appreciative of how Alignable set this up to allow me to talk to different people, 5, 6, 7, I think it was probably about 6 or 7 different people in each hour segment. And it really has given me more of what I need, which is, I want to listen to what other people are experiencing, because I know, as a salesperson and an owner of a business, that the more I listen, the more I learn, and the more I listen and learn, the more I can help people. And honestly, sales is helping people. It's providing solutions, whether it's products or services, whatever it happens to be. So I'm really kind of fascinated by this opportunity to get in front of more people. Now, was it, people that would buy in big organizations and big corporations? No. I didn't run across any of those people today. It's built more for small business owners, but that fits me pretty well. And that's why some of these videos may be right for some of you and may not be right for others. And that's fine. But it doesn't really cost anything to belong to Alignable. And, it doesn't hurt to follow some of the groups and some of the conversations about small businesses. Maybe today you're in the corporate world as a salesperson or sales manager, and you're thinking, what would it be like to start my own business, to go be a consultant, or to be a manufacturer's rep, repping different companies where I can make more money, have more opportunity. There's different ways of thinking about getting in front of people. Alignable is one way. It works really well for small businesses, entrepreneurs, maybe solopreneurs. I wish in some ways LinkedIn had something similar. Now, I'm doing LinkedIn Lives as well as these live videos on YouTube, but it's not the same. I probably get on LinkedIn 5 to 7 messages a day, somebody trying to sell me something. And that's for the last 10 years. In all of that 10 years, I have probably responded to 5 of those or less. And the only reason I responded to that 5 or less was how intriguing that their message to me was. And it really triggered something in me that wanted to find out more, or at least to tell them, thank you. Thank you for not being everybody else and just dumping information on me. As a business owner, if you're a salesperson and you want to connect with me, I'll connect with just about anybody if what you have to bring to me has a real application and is relevant in the moment. Well, how am I going to find that out as a salesperson? Do your research. See what my website is doing right now. Look and see what's happening. What kind of videos am I putting out? Now, not everybody does videos. Not everybody does blogs and podcast episodes and all the stuff that I do. But the reality is, with our technology today, there's a lot more you can learn about people. But please listen to what I'm saying. I think why I was so pleased with what happened today on Alignable and these connections was it was real human interaction. So if you're going to research people, if you're going to reach out to them on LinkedIn, on Alignable, on some other platform, or through email or whatever, be relevant, be focused, understand who that person is, and whatever you do, connect as a human being. Understand there's another human being on the other side. As much as I know you want to sell something, make sure that when you approach somebody else, you're approaching from a position of where are your pain points and how can I help? And if there isn't any alignment, then feel free to say that's not a good fit. And that's okay. You don't have to sell to everybody. You do need to be reliable, to be credible, and to have great connection with the people that you can sell to that can be relevant. That's why I think I enjoyed those connections on Alignable today. Several of the people that I talked to were interested in my EQFIT Sales Mastermind because it's so much about getting the right mindset first and then building skills on top of that mindset in a very compact period of time. I've already had one person sign up for the Sales Mastermind. I mean, I released it yesterday. I mean, I literally opened enrollment the first part of this week and didn't even send out emails until yesterday. So we're getting some really good response on that. But here's the point, and this is what I come back to. The EQFIT approach, the EQFIT smart selling approach is all about using neuroscience and emotional intelligence to really engage and connect well with other people, human to human. That's what is so important. And I know you would say it's common sense. And you know what? Top salespeople do that without thinking about it. They practice empathy, they practice self-awareness, they practice self-regulation, they have excellent social skills. That's 4 of the 5 competencies of emotional intelligence. And the 5th is motivation, and that comes from their internal beliefs, values, and standards. So I had the chance today to practice all of those things with people that are trying to figure stuff out. Guess what? There is more opportunity out there than you can ever address because everybody's trying to figure stuff out. Now, not everybody's your potential customer, but there are more potential customers for you out there than you can ever get in front of. You just have to understand how to message to them, how to connect with them, how to work with them. And I'll keep you updated on my Alignable journey that I'm on right now. And I'll let you know how it goes. Like I said, don't expect more out of it than is realistic, but there are opportunities for us to connect with people in many different ways. I think that's it for now. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed the video.